he was honest enough to tell me, Ayla will have the ability to produce her bone marrow because she's been done a transplant, but certain aspects of her life will change where she'll have to continue getting she's
Frequent
getting
checkups.
frequent checkups, medicines every day. Plus, I shouldn't expect much of her growth spurt, And I was like, it's fine because I'll go back home and I won't have those moments of we need to take Ayla to hospital.
If kids who have lost their parents are called orphans, and husbands who have lost their wives are called widowers, widows who have lost their wives are wives who have lost their husbands are called widows. There's that. And for us moms who've lost kids, we don't have a
There's
title.
no label.
There's no label, there's no title.
That's how bad it is.
That's how bad it is. That's when you know now you're not considered, your grief is not considered grief.
And I always say it whenever I'm in the midst of people, I will never be afraid to say that the medical system failed my child.
How did you get here?
OMG.
Can you take us down memory lane?
Wow. It's ironic that you are the one who's looking for me in terms of trying to calm me down. But then we were talking about our pain, we were sharing the same pain. And then we said, there's a way we have to just let people know about grief.
Yes.
And then boom, here we are. What are the odds? You
I
don't know me, I don't know you, but now we are one family.
And it's powerful because grief made us met. We met through grief, and it is an experience, and we want you to be a part of it. So buckle up.
And we are here for you as the same way you guys are here for us.
Yes, stay tuned.
Welcome everybody. This is the Healing Seat. We're your host, Effie, and
I'm Sandy. We are glad that we are sorry that you can relate, but we're glad that you found us, because here love never ends and grief finds a voice. So I'm sure it's catchy.
It's a catchphrase.
Actually, I thought about it. So it's a catchy, and I think we'll be using that for the intro. Yeah,
most definitely.
Yeah. So the reason as to why you're seeing us here is because as the name suggests, the Healing Seat. It's a podcast on grief, loss. So that's what we'll basically be talking about. So today we are doing an intro of how
we knew each other.
The things that we do behind, other than now the podcast, the things that we do to support grieving moms and grieving people in the society in future. So Steph, maybe take us back to how these came about.
Well, first of all, how the universe just brings people together.
Yeah.
Connection just happens. And majorly it's because of mutual experiences.
Yeah.
So basically, we met through TikTok. We are big TikTok fans. Ooh, addicts. So I post a lot about my journey. So scratch that. Back to who we are. We are grieving moms. We have children who are no longer physically with us, but emotionally and spiritually, mentally wako
Hapa na sisi.
hapa.
Yeah.
So how we met, Sandy, you were so supportive of my content, and I'd like to believe it's because you felt like you relate to part of my story, and for some weird reason, there was so much consistency between our conversations.
Yes.
I mean, in my TikTok, hundreds of people were like, oh my God, I see you. I see your story. I understand. Or they're like, I'm so sorry you're going through these things. And then and then they just go. But now, I remember for us, it was more of...
We actually clicked from there.
We just clicked from the first chat. Because I think, if I can remember well, your first text was a very long text, telling me...
That was back in January.
Yeah, and it was the same year. No,
it was early this year.
Early this year. Yes. Oh, yeah. So I remember when your message was like, I'm so sorry you've gone through this and this and this. I can relate to what you're saying. And I was like, and then boom, here we are.
Yeah, yeah,
Our first podcast,
Yes.
our first
our
born.
first baby. No, not even the first one. This is actually our third. Because now we have
No,
our
in terms of
yeah, in
tech and
terms of
everything.
check and everything. And this is our first baby, and we're proud about it.
Yeah.
We're glad to have you on board. So, as Steph has said, we're gonna be talking about grief and how it has affected us, and how we can help each other maneuver it. Because I feel like grief is something that is not talked about sana a lot in the society, and I feel like once you've lost a child, once you've experienced that loss, be it sudden death, be it diseases, illnesses, be it accidents, be it stillborn, the miscarriages, abortion as well. You know, there's that grief that comes with that after now you've lost your loved one. So people tend to make you like people tend to like dictate how you should grieve. You agree with me on that, right? Some people would come and tell you, you're still grieving. Like it's 2 years, it's 3 years. You're supposed to get over it. But one thing people don't know is that grief is different for everyone.
Yes.
And I think everyone experiences it differently. That's why it's hard to actually even comfort someone when they're grieving. You don't even know the right words to say. Because if you say, it's okay, it's not okay to that person at that moment.
Definitely.
So it's like you're tiptoeing around that person who's grieving, because now you're careful. What do I need to tell this person to feel better, or what can I say, or what can I not say, or what can I do to make this person feel better?
Yeah.
But again, people end up flopping. People don't know what to say. You find people saying
The most
things
absurd
like,
things.
things like get another child, you know? Like that child, the child that I had and lost, unfortunately, that child was meant for me at that time, and they're their own personality,
But to
you
them,
know?
they see like they're easily
Children are-
discarded, like
like you'll
replace one after
forget.
the other, like a toy.
And that's not the case. So yeah,
Majorly, that is why we're here.
that's majorly why we are here.
We're here to talk about the deepest parts of grief, the
Raw
in between,
bits.
the raw beats, just generally how our hearts look like as grieving mothers.
And we are here to hold your hands. If you don't know where to start, like, because trust you me, grief is crazy, especially if you're experiencing it for the first time and you don't know who to talk to, because you feel as though it reaches a point where people don't understand. You feel like people don't understand you because of the remarks you get, the comments you make when you try to like express how you're feeling at the moment. So people tend to brush how you grieve, ama they tend to hasten the period. You're told 2 years is enough,
There's a timeline for grieving.
and there's no timeline, you know. Yeah. So Steph,
So, time to introduce our babies to our viewers. So, I am Mama Ayla. For you guys, you can choose to call me by Effie or Mama Ayla. And you are...
I'm Mama Azzy or Sandra Azrael.
You see how things go? Like AA, SS. I mean,
Sasa.
was this not supposed to happen?
It was, I mean, the universe.
So,
And another thing I should maybe emphasize, Steph is a girl mom. She is a girl mom and I'm a boy mom. So all the genders are represented. So
we're here for your daughters
and your
sons.
sonnies. So yeah, so Steph,
Well,
maybe start us off with how now what the day that you got that message, ama the day you experienced that transition. Like how was it
Okay.
for you?
Okay, first things first. My daughter, her name is Ayla Milan Nashon. She rested at the age of 8. I mean, what kind of age is that for someone to die? So, My daughter had been battling a rare disease for quite a while. She was born with it, but by the time we came and realized that oh, this is what she has, it was too late. It was around when she was 7.5. That's when we knew, okay, it's a rare disease, because there was too much back and forth, front and back, of taking her to hospital, trying to look for answers. So I'm gonna let you guys go to my page on my TikTok. Just go to Stephanie Chantel, in brackets Nitel Shanice. There you'll find full details of what happened to Isla and things like that. Because here we are just highlighting on them, our babies, and what happened.
Yeah.
So she rested in India. After a long struggle, we were in India for quite a while. Like the whole of the beginning of last year, January till April, we were in a hospital ward. So I had hope, to be honest. At no given point was there signs for me to say, okay, this is what's gonna happen, you know? So let's say like today, she was intubated. Next day, we're seeing signs of healing. We're seeing that, okay, for the first time, Isla's, the illness, the rare disease, was taking away her ability to produce bone marrows. Hey, bone marrows. Bone marrow.
Bone marrow.
I mean, I've described it as a whole, but anyway, potato. So I had so much hope the day they told me, oh, we're seeing signs of her platelets, her white blood cells are rising naturally. So I was like, wow, you know, at no given point did I think anything is going to be wrong. In as much as she wasn't speaking, she was intubated. But on the day that it happened, I was in denial till when I saw her lifeless. Because, I mean, tell me why you told me a day ago, my daughter is fine, she's improving, and then the next day, that morning, it's the same information that, yeah, she's stable now and things like that. That day, by the way, they were supposed to wake her up that later on in the afternoon. They were to wake her up and, you know, because they wanted to monitor her, you know. That afternoon, I remember being told that now they're gonna do their best to make sure it's nini. Like, they were telling me so many things, but at the same time, I was still in denial. I was still like, what are these guys saying? What's happening? I'm seeing nurses flocking in and out of that room, nini. My head is telling me, no, they're just serving the other. Because now she was rushed to the ICU, the pediatric ICU. So they're over there, like, trying to, you know.
Resuscitate her.
I remember this one lady, her name is Sarah Nyarero. Shout out to her.
Not to you, Sarah.
Sarah was an auntie to a friend of mine who was also getting cancer treatment. And for some reason that day, I was outside that room watching these doctors run in and out. I just texted her. I told her, please come. And then she asked me, is there anything wrong? I told her, I don't know, just come. And we both received the news together. And it was so shocking because they told me, but I honestly, if I'm being honest, I cannot remember how I reacted because after like 15 minutes, I was told I'm from waking up from fainting. I blacked out. So I think I can't fully describe how that exact moment was because just to be told that I fainted, it can show you the impact of how the news came about, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's
They
how
didn't
much shock.
prepare you, like,
And also they didn't prepare me well
mentally,
enough
yeah.
because being given false hope that, okay, yes, in as much as doctors are coming in and out, we're trying our best, she's going to be fine. And then boom, she's gone. So what do you mean? You know, at least they would have told me like something is wrong,
Yeah.
but we're trying to see what can happen as we're doing a ABCD. So I feel like I will have that mindset of, okay, something is wrong.
Yeah.
But at no point, at no point did I have that moment something could go wrong. No. So yeah, like I know it looks like we're just saying it out of the blues, just like that, but we've cried so many times.
I think also the reason why you're seeing as though we're not crying, maybe some of you will be like they're talking about emotional stuff and they're not crying. It's because we've had this support system for some time now,
Yeah.
and we've really talked about our loss, like out loud.
Yes.
You see how now you're not given that opportunity. Maybe you're in a space where you're not given that opportunity to express yourself, speak about your loss, because people are like those are gone people. You
Yeah.
shouldn't bring them up. Like
Right.
African societies, those weird stuff. You're
But
not
for
supposed to bring up
us-
the dead. But for us, it's actually therapeutic because I get to speak of Azzy to Steph as though Azzy is here.
Right here.
At home, others even go an extra mile of acting as though their kids are still there just to make them heal.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of ways people heal, and this is it. So don't judge us.
Usijudge,
See to
usijudge.
judge.
I mean,
Yeah, so
there's
go
so many
on.
tissues back home to
Yeah.
mafuta machozi.
Yeah, go on.
So now, I felt when I woke up into reality, it felt like, what just happened? Because I remember now reflecting back on the day the doctors were telling me, the main doctor, also shout out to Dr. Velu.
Shout out to you.
He's in India. Ahmedabad. He's a hematologist. I'm mentioning his name because, he was the final doctor in Isla's life. And I can honestly say, he tried. Yeah? So I remember that moment, my head just ilikuwa ina spin to now back those time in January 13th.
Of last year.
Yes, of last year. Now, when we checked in on 15th, and I remember now days before we checked in, we were being given nitty gritties, being told expect this, expect that. And I remember him saying, "There's an 80% chance of Isla healing."
Wow.
And he promised me that she might not fully heal. Like he was honest enough to tell me, Isla will have the ability to produce her bone marrow because she's been done a transplant, but certain aspects of her life will change where she'll have to continue getting she's
Frequent
getting
checkups.
frequent checkups, medicines every day. Plus, I shouldn't expect much of her growth spurt, And I was like, it's fine because I'll go back home and I won't have those moments of we need to take Isla to hospital. So I went to that moment and I was so angry. I was so angry at these people. Because, to be quite honest, it's like you guys killed my child. Because what you came
promised.
from promising.
You promised.
Exactly. So I remember just going through that time and it was really disturbing when now they're telling me, okay, we need to give us some time. We clear her out because of those things. These are my tubes, nanini. Then you can go and see her. So when I went to go see her, there's that in denial part of
It's a lie.
you wanna say, wake up, amka. I did that, and then now when I felt her stiffness, now that's when the reality came.
Hate you. I think I experienced the same. Maybe let me bring them up to speed to where you are, and then we can proceed.
Yeah.
So with Azzy's case, I had Azzy back in 2022.
Introduce us your son first.
Oh, yes, that's where I'm going. So Azzy was my son, is my son. Sorry about that. Azzy is my son. I had him back in 2022, and unfortunately, he transitioned when he was 2. How unfair. Why would someone die at 2?
Why?
You haven't experienced life, you haven't gone to school, Puberty.
Terrible. Is it terrible 10 or what?
Raising
it's okay.
teenagers,
I know.
So he unfortunately passed transition while at a daycare. So for unfortunate reason, I didn't have a house help back last year. And I took him to a daycare. That's why I normally used to drop him and then pick him in the evening. The mama was good. The lady who used to take care of him was good. She never gave me any reason to doubt her. Her guardianship to Azzy while I was at work. So this day I wake up, prepare Azzy. I left him with the dad. The dad wasn't going to work that day. I left him with the dad. I packed everything for him. And as soon as I went to work, they called me. They were like, I'm taking Azzy to work. I'm taking Azzy to school, sorry. So maybe tell him goodbye or something. So I told him, bye, son. Have a good day. See you in the evening. Be a good boy, normal mom, whatever, good morning, have a great day.
Yeah.
Message to their kids. I didn't know it was the last message. It was the last I love you I was telling Azzy. So he even smiled, he smiled and was like, yeah, okay, so I'll see you in the evening. So I hung up, proceeded to work. You know how people say that you can feel that motherly instincts, you can feel if something is wrong with your child. I didn't have any of those. Because, there's a way a mom can tell if their kid is sick. You can feel it. I didn't feel anything. So me, I'm at work. I think at some point the dad left to go handle errands. And he wasn't at home, so he left. So I worked at 5. As I was planning to leave, I get a call from Azzy's school. It's Azzy's teacher. Hi, Mama Azzy. Hi. You're good? I'm good. I told her that I was preparing to go get Azzy because I was leaving work. She actually cut me short and she was like, Mama Azzy Ayuko. Translation to, she meant Mama Azzy. Azzy's not there. So I was like, what do you mean? As I was trying to ask her the question, the phone hung up. So I tried calling them back. So I was like, what do you mean Azzy is not there? In my head, I'm like, because Azzy now had started running around, boys and whatnot. I thought maybe he had gotten out of the gate, maybe out of the school and went maybe home or somewhere play with other kids. So it's like, Simum Tafte. She was like, no, Owenielewi, you don't get me. What I'm trying to say is, Azzy is dead. Point blank. That's what she said. Azzy is dead. And I was like, that moment
It
of
doesn't click.
tea,
Yeah, it doesn't
it's like
click.
there's a ringing, like tea, in the emergency rooms, how
Yeah.
I was like that, I was like tea, and then I dropped my phone. The rest I don't remember. I just remember myself rolling down. It's an office setup, so I rolled down. My colleagues were there to now they were like, what's happening? Sandra was just okay. She was going home. What's up? I remember there was even a client there. She was shocked. She was like, what's happening? I just saw her. She was okay. All of a sudden she's down rolling. So
It was a mess.
Yeah, it was a mess. So my colleagues came. They organized for how we would get home now, because now we were told we were to go there now, see if it's true, because I was still in denial. What do you mean? But a colleague called. Shout out to you, Wellington. You've been there for us.
Shout out to whoever that is.
Yeah, so he called the mama and the teacher, and he asked her to confirm, someone else picked, I believe, and explained that it was true. So now it's for us to go to where now as is school.
Yeah.
So we drive there. I'm in an Uber. The distance is crazy. It's rush hour time. The cars are not moving. I'm told that my son is dead.
And you need to get
I can't
there pronto.
function. I need to get there I was like, drive. There's traffic. So the Uber guy was like, make sure you've locked all. He was like, make sure you've locked. Because now I was like, I felt like throwing myself. I couldn't even explain how I felt, because I felt like opening the doors and jumping out.
Just wanted to run.
Why
if you
was
had
I still
wings, you would
living?
have I know.
So things happened. We got there. There was a lot of people. You know how when there's something happened and then people are there gathered to see. So I get there, and as I alight from the car, I see people. Now the community people.
Yeah.
And they were looking at me others were looking at me with, she's the mom. How is she processing it? Does she know, what's going through her head?
Some are also judging.
Yeah, judgment.
Yeah.
And I get off the car and I see a lot of people, and I'm like, wow, it's true. There are lots of people. So they hold me, they make way, I go, and I see Azzy. He was sleeping peacefully, Steph. I couldn't believe it. How you said now when Isla's tubes were removed and you were given the time to go see her.
Yeah.
I felt the same. I felt as though he was still alive. It was a lie. He was sleeping because he was sleeping.
Because what
But
do you mean?
yeah, he was sleeping. He had some blood coming off his nose and a bit up here beneath the mouth. But I didn't see that at first. But yeah, I saw him and I was like, wow, this is a lie. I touched him.
Yeah.
I was now with my support system, my colleagues. Shout out to my bosses, Sylvia and Vera. I'll shout out to you guys because you were there for me when I needed you. So they were holding me and they were like, now see, like I go see him, he's sleeping and he's peaceful. And I tell one of my bosses, yo, as he's not gone, I even touched his heart and I felt a heartbeat. I don't know if it was denial.
It's just the
the
denial
denial in me because
part.
I felt
Oh
his
my God,
heartbeat.
denial is
And then
that
now when I
oh,
went and
no.
touched his hands, they were getting cold. And then now the feet, like he was stiff.
And
He
as a
was
mother, I'm sure you wanted to like dress him in
to
socks.
carry him, but again I was told that it's a police case. I can't carry him. I can't
That's
do
your
anything.
baby.
You
were
know.
not there.
Again, death. So yeah, it's a police case. I can't touch him. I can't tamper with evidence. People were just there flocking, like coming to see. It was a scene. And I was there asking myself, my God, is this how my son's life was to
His
end?
legacy
You know,
ends in 2 years. What do you mean?
like it's a whole news. Like mtoto wa ule amekufa kwa deke, you know. Like,
And then the eyes.
the judgment. You can just tell. You can just see through people of how.
There's the eyes of woye,
Woye,
the eyes of
judgment.
kwani alimfanya nini, the eyes of there's something is not right. You know, it's a typical African thing.
Yeah, so there's that. Now that's where now I was told. Now that's where now now the boss went touched him because now after I told her that I can feel the heartbeat, she was like, "Let me confirm just to." Now she was handling me with care, so she was like, "Let me
she
also
could break
feel."
it to you.
And then she turned. She was like, "Sandra," but I remember Sylvia really tried. She tried because I remember she called her sister, who's a doctor, a pediatrician, and she was like asking for first aid, things like she could do to wake him up. Because I remember she was even, like applying pressure on the chest or on the heart part to maybe wake him up. And then she came, she looked at me and she was like, Sandy, he's gone. I'm sorry, but he's gone. Hey, Steph.
Yo,
Whoa, I don't know. Honestly, I don't remember any bit what happened after that. All I remember were the policemen coming, taking photos, organizing for the hearse, not to transfer him to the morgue. That's what happened. That's now when I got that news about his passing, his transition.
so I need to ask you, and I hope you don't mind.
Yeah, it's okay.
Do you feel like the community that you found at that time, like, did you feel like they also failed you? Because what I'm hearing from your experience is it had to get your friend to come and try and do first aid.
Exactly.
Like,
So now,
I wish there was like a few people who would come and say, Mama Azi, we tried to A, B, C, D, but
Nothing worked. You know,
tulishindikana.
there's that
Because what do you
too.
mean people are just watching? What you're seeing a dead child, you guys are watching.
yeah, my story is deep because now the guys who are watching or the community that were there, they were even telling I remember some women were telling me, but we saw him. He was playing during the day, and I'm like, Kwani, what happened in between? And another thing that I'm still struggling till date, I know like we went to the morgue, there was Nini was done.
Yeah.
Postmortem was done and we were given results that it was choking. But I felt as though it was so sudden. I wasn't prepared for that. You know how you are with someone right now and then it's like, Steph, we go out on an ice cream date. And then now once we're done, we say goodbye. And then you get hit by a car. And I was with you right there. God
Like
forbid.
how?
I'm not praying for that. But I'm just giving an example. And then I'll be like, I was with her like some few minutes ago. What do you mean? Now I was in that state. Like, what do you mean? Because people are telling me he was there. We saw him. He was playing. And I'm like, oh God, rewind this. And then now I was told that he was fed. he played, and then he was put to sleep. When he was put to sleep, now see, they normally sleep and then they're being woken up at around 3, 4 for an evening snack, and then they chill for us to go pick them. So while they fed them, they played, and then they slept. I don't know if they normally do checks as the baby slept. I don't know. But I'm told, well, they went to wake him up for the snack. He was unresponsive. That's the story I was getting. He was unresponsive. And I think out of panic, I'm not trying to defend them, but the way I was being told, out of panic, they panicked.
Yeah.
And what puzzles me, the question I still ask till now, is from 3 to 5. Because apparently
was
he died
happening?
at 3.
Exactly.
No one called me. No one
Exactly.
told me anything. And then what pains me most, Steph,
didn't
is
do anything.
afterwards I get to learn that this mama goes around telling people that she communicated earlier. It's me and my husband, or my husband and I, who failed to like show up on time. Can you imagine? You as a mom, you in your right senses as a mom with your maternal instincts,
She did that to do
would you get a call about your child and delay? Would you?
mean,
Would you? So that's the narrative that's going on, and I'd like to. Sorry, it's not the right place for me to address it, but I'd like to address it.
it's okay.
I was called at 5, and my boss Vera, she can attest to it. I was called at 3. I was called at 5. And I was the info was like I was told that he had transitioned that time at 5, but he had
Okay.
transitioned at 3 according to now.
So there was some misinformation.
Not even misinformation, Steph. No one communicated to us from 3 to 5. That's 2
a lot
hours.
could have
Nothing was.
happened.
A lot could have happened. Because now, what do you mean? I have to get off work from 5 all through till. Because now we were taking him to the morgue around 10, 9, 10. Because I was getting home at around 11, almost midnight. So there's that. Now, how people view you.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there are people who believed her. There are people who are like, now she's a bad mom. Maybe she didn't want that child. You know how people can be wicked. And I'm here to tell them that I loved my son so much. And it's
Still do.
unfortunate whatever happened. But you guys didn't act as expected. You would have at least called me on time. I know maybe he had transitioned, but still 2 good
2
hours.
is too long.
Yeah, 2 hours. So there's that bit. We got the message that he had died of choking. They said that there was food in his, something that I still struggle with. I feel as though it doesn't sit right with me. I don't know. Maybe it's still denial. And also the nose, so the blood that was seen on the side of his nose and the mouth, the pathologist explained that, when the body is active while you're still alive, and then now you die, it cools down, and then the fluids that were still circulating in your system, they now start coming out through the openings, because now your body is cooling down, your body is shutting down. There are no activities taking place in your body. So that's basically what happened to Azzy, the blood and whatnot. Yeah, so that's my story. I know some of you will ask yourself, but she's talking, she's not breaking down, she's not. I've said
We've had our moments.
we've had our moments, we've
we'll
talked
continue to
about
have
it.
those
Yeah, and
moments.
we're here to encourage you, because now if I start breaking down, I'm not saying that I'm being strong or I'm holding tears. If what we're trying to say is
We have one-offs.
we have one-offs,
Those
and
two
also
strengths za kidogo.
yeah, and also it's okay. The more you keep on talking about it,
Yeah.
the easier it gets for you to keep on opening about it, to spread awareness,
And to exist,
to heal,
literally,
and
to
to heal,
exist.
and to exist. There's
know?
that. So that's basically what happened to me and Azzy, like my story of how I'm experiencing grief now. That's why we're here.
So you've mentioned denial. And allow me to reference that movie, Straw. I believe you've watched Straw. I believe most of our viewers have.
I have a problem when it comes to movies. I'm the weird one. If a movie comes like Straw, for instance, I wouldn't watch it now. And I felt as though it
There's so much
has
hype.
And hype, I also don't watch because of hype. And then a lot of people are watching it. I want to have that experience alone. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah,
That's me.
I
And then
get.
I saw the trailer and I was like, do I really wanna do this? Do I really wanna get in those fields, in those super emotional moments? Because I saw
Yeah.
the story is of a mom and their daughter.
It was
It took me
it's
actually to
basically
you.
our story.
It's actually Steph's story. Come to think of it, because of the hospital and now the
I
mom
fully related to
struggling.
that
Wow.
movie. I'm gonna be honest. That movie, Tyler Perry, like he did something to me in that movie. Now I'm already tearing. Anyway, I'm Sungu. I'm referencing that movie because the denial part is the part where all of us grieving moms experience.
Yes.
You know, to some it might happen instantly, some it might happen later.
Yes.
And that movie I relate because I was in denial from the word go. Because the doctor telling me that she's gone and me walking and going to find out that she's there, and the urge to just want to tell her, wake up, that is denial. The part where I'm being told, okay, anapelekwa kwa morgue, sijui aekwe kwa nini, bring for her sijui which clothes, sijui nini. Do you know, I remember going with Sarah, we were still in India, we were going with Sarah and we had to like go to a shopping center. Imagine, we were buying for her clothes as if, you know, hey, she's gonna look good in this, you know. And I appreciate Sarah because she did not show me a judgment face, you know. She was going with the flow, with however I was moving. Because she would pick something, she'd like, how about this? Will I like this? You know, because we tend to feel like they're still here, they've gone, but we want to still include them in our day-to-day, you know. So when I was choosing the clothes, right, I had to choose her clothes for the morgue for the 2 days, and for her to travel, her travel clothes. Now I'm looking at this dress, I'm like, it will look nice because once she arrives in Nairobi, people are going to view her, those who will receive us, especially her dad. So I also wanted, you know, Ayla is gone, but now she doesn't have to look bad, you know.
Yeah.
But then it has taken me all this time to realize that was the denial stages of me. My mind was like, mtoto wako, you need to buy her this and this, akae vizuri, nina nini. Not that watu wanahuzunika because of my baby.
You are buying for her to look nice.
She has to look nice, you know. So another stage of denial is after while burial. I remember reading during the eulogy. I read her eulogy very, very well. I was trembling. I remember even my cousin was holding me. But tears weren't flowing on my face. But that time when they were burying her casket was going down.
No, it hits you that.
You know what hit me? The rocks.
The sand. Now when you're dropping.
Yes.
That was even.
Because I remember the person who was responsible for like holding that djembe for people to pick.
Yeah, the spade.
He had to give me, and he was like, Steffi, you have to do this. You have to. I was like, what did you say? I do what?
You have to do.
Bro, this means I'm not going to see my child's face ever
She's
again.
gone now forever.
You know? And then when the rocks hit the coffin, I swear, I don't know how, but I could feel now how we covered her, like her coffin was inside, and then there was a iron sheet on top. I said, I could almost feel each and every piece of rock on my body. Like I could feel the you know,
sand dropping.
And there was a big load, emotional load, to a point where I could almost feel your weight. Like,
it was as if someone was choking.
Someone was choking me.
Dying.
Like,
what
this
do you
is
mean?
life that came out of you that is now gone, you know?
You're not going to see her again physically.
Yeah. And a few days later, I was still staying with where Ayla was buried. And I remember Isla's uncle, who happens to be my in-law, he found me folding Isla's clothes in the wardrobe from the suitcase that we came from India with. And he asked me, why would you do this to yourself? And for some weird reason, I didn't feel offended. Why? Because first of all, he was Isla's favorite uncle, by the way. And I felt like he's asking me because he's concerned, not because he's judging my grief. I felt seen. That was the first time, actually, I felt seen by someone in my grief. So he was like, how about we do something else? And he steered me off.
The folding.
He's like the whole situation. Because I was folding while crying. I was so low. I was by myself. Everybody's outside there. Mimi niko tu hapo folding my... And I'm folding while repacking. Like, suitcase, kabati, suitcase.
Oh, you weren't like at doing...
No. Because now, crazy. After I was finished, I was like, now what am I going to do? No. It wouldn't look nice like that. I put it back like that.
Wow.
And it sort of felt like, okay, let me try and see if I can do something when he did that. So yeah, I think that was those are my highlights of my denial stages of grief. And to some level, until now, I kind of feel I'm still in denial because, I mean, Isla was like the epitome of my existence, you know? When I say that is because I had Isla from the early stages of my adulthood. Like, nonaingia adulthood, Isla is existing. So Isla, the whole of my 20s, I have been a mother in my these years, you know. I recently turned 30.
Millennials in the house.
And now to have that just ripped off, you know, and I'm very sure my viewers in TikTok, they kind of agree with what I'm saying, that I'm in denial, because I post every day.
Yeah.
And I agree, I am in denial, but I post because she existed. Yeah. She still has to be seen. Her story still needs to be told. Because while she was existing, there are certain parts of her life I kept secret. Most especially the part where she was battling
the disease.
Huku mwisho where now we had to go to India. That's when I had to expose so that we get support and things like that. But during that time, it was more of like me, her dad. What's going on? Our child is sick. We need to do A, B, C, D.
You just didn't like involve there.
We didn't involve so many people because it was very sensitive. So yeah, those were my most denial stages in the early
grieving
months of grief. Yeah.
So me what I'd say is my highlights were same as yours. In that, well, I think mine started now when we were at the morgue. I remember my boss Sylvia, she came and she asked Susandra. No, she called me and my partner and she asked, Susandra, it has happened. So what are your plans, like burial wise? It's a hard question, but I have to ask you, have you decided where you're burying him? And that's now where it hit me, like, my son is normal. Because, you know, at that moment you're like, because, well, they went to like admit his body. Me, I didn't go there. I sat at the pavilion. So it hit me like, now he is gone for sure. Now we're talking about burial arrangements, like these early, like now. And she was like, yeah, you need to decide because, you know, it has happened. And I was like, oh my God, no, reality. And then that was one. Two was when now I was told to pick the casket and the outfits. You know, there's that bit. Now you're asked, now, you know, with the committee, they ask you now being the mom, what do you think? Now, what do you want Azzy to, like, what are you planning for Azzy to wear? Yeah. That is another one. Like, I'm looking for his final fits. What do you mean his final? And then picking a coffin for him, flowers, what
But you
else?
didn't do it alone.
The
though.
eulogy, you know.
You didn't do it alone.
Yeah, I
or
had a good support system. Thank you to anyone who stood with us during that time. We had a good support system. Being that I was experiencing loss for the first time, like someone close, I mean, someone I carried, you know.
Yeah.
Someone I carried. So it was crazy. It was crazy in that it's like you're being reminded.
Yeah.
You know, there are those moments during that time while you're just seated and you're thinking of him, and then now it's like you're reminded he's normal. So look for clothes for him. Let's go coffin shopping. Sorry, I'm saying coffin shopping. Coffin shopping. There's buying clothes, and then now the burial bit. I think the entire service, the church service, I wasn't there. Because I remember I was seated and I was just looking at the coffin in church and I was like, no.
You're talking to yourself, trying to talk to
Yeah,
Isaac.
I can't even remember the people that were there. I was just seeing people there, and as his coffin, I was just focused on him, like, yo, wake up. Is this true? Like, it's happening. You know, I didn't even get to read the eulogy, though I was the one who wrote it. I and the dad, we were the ones who wrote it, but I didn't get that strength. I'd really applaud you for your strength. You know, it's a very raw emotional moment where the mom or the parents are the one who are supposed to read it.
Yeah.
But I didn't have that strength. I didn't get that strength. I was like, I can't do this. Maybe I'll. And another highlight was viewing now.
Yeah.
Body viewing. You know, me personally, I was scared of. I was scared till that time of viewing dead bodies, as it was my first one, and my cousin held me. I went, and you know, during those fitting moments where you're taking the coffin in preparation for the burial, the clothes, you are given that time to go see him. Never did I go.
Yeah, but there's an option to go see before.
Like, you know, the
I didn't
burial
do that as
we
well.
had scheduled the burial for Friday.
Yeah.
And on Thursday they told us to bring now the coffin for fitting, the clothes, you know. I think to try and see if it like fits them, because even I remember the coffin we had chose, it was a bit smaller because as it was a tall boy. So they said two, them they assumed like a 2-year coffin will fit him, but
Yeah.
he was taller, so we had to return it. So the fitting really helps. Yeah, they get to see how you get to see how he looks, what you want done on him. Makeup, is the makeup okay? Like the outfit, does it fit nicely? You know, there's that bit. I didn't have that strength, but I remember I sent my sister and my mom. They went, they saw him, and they came and they told me, yeah, he looks like an angel. He looks like he's sleeping. He looks so good. Only now a friend told me that only that his color, his complexion has changed to he's dark and a bit pale, but he's peaceful, and that gave me peace. I was like, if he looks good, then that is okay with me. And then now the burial the next day is when now I was told, now after the service, the pastor was like, it's time for you to view the body, say goodbye to us, because now we were going to the burial
Burial
site.
site,
So he was like, no, we'll start with the family, now the mom and the dad. And it hit me, fuck, I'm going to see my son. You know, I'm going to see my son. And it's not that he's alive and happy. He is vulnerable. He's asleep. He can't hear me.
Yeah.
He's locked up in this box. He's going forever. You know, there's that. So a lot of things were going through my mind as I was seeing him. But again, I saw him and he looked nice. I was like, bye, Baba. Like, bye. You know. So there's that bit. That was another highlight for me. Saying goodbye at that point. And then now the dropping of I think...
Yeah.
That's where now they normally, yeah. I think I envision it as if you're it's like you're officially now letting go of them, like by, and that is the hardest thing. May
Yeah,
I
because as a
remember.
mother, you're used to seeing your child.
And now
Bye,
I'm
I'll see you
burying you,
later.
and then it's not supposed to be like that. If anything, our kids are meant to bury us, not us burying kids. And there's this. I don't know if someone told me or I read it somewhere, or I don't remember. But someone was asking if moms, if kids who have lost, I keep on saying this even in our meetings, if kids who have lost their parents are called orphans, and husbands who have lost their wives are called widowers, widows who have lost their wives are wives who have lost their husbands are called widows. There's that. And for us moms who've lost kids, we don't have a
There's no
title.
label.
There's no label, there's no title.
That's how bad it is.
That's how bad it is. That's when now you're not considered, your grief is not considered grief. I think
Like, I think maybe they lacked something. They lacked a word. Whoever they
really,
is.
I just think
Because
sorry, I think it's cause now it's something that is unexpected.
yes.
With the way the world is set up, us growing up, we used to think only we'll die of old age. We wouldn't die of premature. But it's sad to see that a lot of moms bury their kids
Yeah.
daily. And maybe we got to bury our son here in Langata. And after now the burial, there are those days you go see him, you go visiting. I was heartbroken with the number of graves
And
I
those are the ones you're
found.
seeing there.
And those are the ones I've like that came after now as his resting place, because now it's land, and you're given according to how people come, so it extends like in front.
Yeah.
So from Aziz's graveside, there were other small babies' graves, like, and my heart sank. I was like, I wish like I could hug them, because now I understand their pain. I wish I could, because now their grief is a bit fresh. So I'm like, are they okay? Do they have support system? Because there are people who don't. And also when you go to the grave, I think the graves, somewhere like Langata or the graveyards, are places that are so full of, that place is full of peace. For some reason, when you go there, there's a certain peace you can't explain. Really? Yeah, and you get to see moms going to visit their kids, people going to visit their loved ones.
I even had one lady, she explained that it was their daughter's birthday. Walienda a group of friends. They had a cake cutting session there.
You see a lot of things. You see now people who can't come out and speak and maybe talk about their grief, they're there. That's where now they go pour out their grief. But we want to encourage you. Grief is something that, it's not even an encouragement. Grief is there to stay. As much as we don't like it, we don't love the experience because it comes in many ways. Yeah. It's something that will stay with you forever. True. Yeah. So it's for us to learn on how we can navigate it, how we can help each other heal by talking, by having a support system that comforts you. Me, while I was out of grief, I wasn't a TikTok person. Let me take you back. I wasn't a TikTok person. I was more into Instagram and Facebook. So I used to go look for people who've lost their kids. And the universe was nice enough to send me two ladies. One is Asha's mom. She changed her name, but she was Asha's mom. And one was Noah's mom. Yeah. They're on Instagram. I don't know their username well, but they're the ones who helped me heal. First, their kids were almost the same age as Azzy. So I could relate with how they kept posting their story. But I even texted one, I was like, can you start something for grieving moms? Yeah. I texted one of them. And I think because of the shock and how, you can't just tell someone to start something and they're in there. I felt later on I came and was like, it's me pressuring her to like start something. Because I felt as though she had lost her son a year before me. So I felt as though she could like help us. I didn't have someone to talk to because you can't keep nagging people with your complaints of, I don't feel good. I miss
I don't
my
think
son.
We should label it as nagging.
Yeah, people.
I mean, if you need help, you need help.
but you're made to feel as though
Yeah, it's how they make us
yeah,
feel.
it's how they on the other side of the phone call, someone might go like, Asahau, move more, like forget, move on, get another child. There's that comment really breaks my heart, and I'm sorry to all the moms who get that,
Yeah.
and all the moms who are told that healing is getting another child and replacing the other one.
Huh?
There's that beat. There's a mama I was talking to, and she was like, Sandra, now you're supposed to start thinking of getting another child, because now when you get that child, they'll like ease in your grief.
So
And
it's
I'm
a
like,
pawn. You were
no,
trying to make a pawn of that child
no,
to
no, no, no.
to make you
That kid is different and this kid is
right.
different. The personalities are different. Yes, they are my offspring, but again, they won't be the same. And you can't make me snap and heal.
Exactly.
Like, Steph, stop grieving. Amka, walk,
And then
move.
you just go.
There's that bit. So we're really sorry for all the moms who are made to feel, or who are made to
Who are not made-
hasten,
who are not seen.
yeah, who are made to hasten their grieving process. We're
We're
really
so
sorry for that. We
sorry.
see you, we love you, we'll
And we're
support
dedicating.
you.
This is why we're here.
Yeah.
It's a dedication to all of you and your angel babies.
Yeah, all
Yeah?
the moms who are grieving, we see you. Angel babies as well, wherever they are, we see you, we appreciate you, we love you. Yeah, so
You've made me go back a little bit to that outfit moment. I've never said this even on my TikTok. Let me just say it now. I remember going to buy Isla's final dress with my cousin. And we picked out this dress, and like both her heart and mine were like, this is the one. So that same evening, I remember the dad came to pick it up and take it to. And for some weird reason, I don't know why, I didn't want to go. Like,
I think there's that
my heart
heaviness.
was contented that, okay, I've chosen a perfect one, because she had a tiara, she had very cute gloves, a Cinderella dress,
Like a fairy tale.
like a fairy tale, exactly, a fairy tale princess,
Disney.
And during now viewing, I don't know, maybe because we arrived late, but any other mother would have said, open that coffin, I want to see my child. So I'm exposing this about myself. Isla rested without me seeing her in that
The
dress.
final moment.
Yeah. But I keep on asking my friends that were there, like,
How was she?
how was she? And she was like, yo, in as much as she was gone, but the way you dressed her up, you gave her final character. That's one person told me that. I saw Isla in that tiara, and I had requested for whoever the person who was dressing Isla, to cover her head, because she went bald due to the chemo. So I believe she had the Marvin on and the tiara. So whoever this person, my friend told me, you gave her final character. She just looks like Isla. And now that is the thing that,
Like,
I didn't see her, but because I saw her before we traveled together from India. I saw her from the hospital. I saw her in the morgue. I saw her when we arrived, when her dad and his people came to also pick us up. So I think maybe those points made me feel like, no, just don't do it again.
Yeah.
You've seen enough,
Yeah.
because I went through so much trauma.
You couldn't stand the
I couldn't
sight of seeing
stand, because my intense traumas were when she was in hospital, just watching her suffer.
that alone is painful. I know.
You feel like I could remove my healthy,
It's okay. It's okay. Like your healthy self.
tissue companies come through.
We forgot, unfortunately.
No, you never know.
Yeah.
Anywho,
That's grief here. This is grief here. So it happens anytime.
yeah.
So Steph.
So I can go on. those were my
Took your
most
time,
traumatic
though.
moments, you know, because it wasn't even about me. It wasn't about Ati. My friends used to tell me, Ati, hey, Steph, umeka hospitali all that long. How you feeling? And I'm like, ask me about Isla. How's Isla feeling?
Yeah.
You
How?
know? Yes, they would ask me later. But for me, my first in command is Isla. Like, I don't care about. I mean, even in India, at some point, I got caregiver fatigue. I got sick because we were in a room like this in one window.
Wow.
So from January to April, I'm not going outside. I'm not seeing people. I'm just seeing doctors after doctors after doctors. That's how I got that caregiver fatigue. But going back in time, just that bit of, oh my God, my daughter, woye ni nini? And at that time, I was very prayerful. I was like, God, surely. Mwenye ndio huyo, kaka, puny little thing. She was so tiny. So you've seen her videos. A very tiny little baby. I mean, how would she endure things like that? And along my motherhood journey, like, I can say those are the most intense and unfair moments of my motherhood journey. Because one, I was very consistent with the times that she was needed to go to hospital. I was very consistent with the nutritionist's advice. I was so desperate to the point, even when I'm going to Mama Mboga, I'm asking Mama Mboga, unalisha nini mtoto? Tell me so my daughter can.
In other words,
You know?
you are even looking for
Like
things
any
to.
avenue, you know? And I have to bring this up. And I always say it whenever I'm in the midst of people. I will never be afraid to say that the medical system failed my child. You know?
I wanted to ask you that. Like,
Yeah.
do you feel as though you played your
Yes.
part
Yes.
in whatever you were told to follow? Because now,
Yes.
from what you're saying, you followed everything to the latter, yeah?
Yes.
So we're left with now the doctor's bit, yeah? So do you feel as though they never played their part to the latter the same way you did your part? Do you feel?
I totally feel like I really, really feel that. And if I give it a percentage, I'd say I gave my 90, they gave their 10. And that 10 is coming from just those two doctors, Dr. Velu from India and Dr. Mbatia. Shout out to Dr. Mbatia. She was the first, she's in Aga Khan Pediatric. She deals with children who are suffering from cancer or rare diseases as well. She was the first honest doctor in all my 9 years of motherhood. You know, I would rather a doctor tell you, Missy Jui,
Yeah.
just go find someone else,
Than
one who will tell you, come on, let's try. I think this can.
I'm a
I'ma
misdiagnosis.
that's where the misdiagnosis come from. Because in the early stages, I was being told, your daughter could have iron deficiency. Give her this medicine. Your daughter could have anemia. Give her this, this, and this, and this. For a very long time. It reached a point, I think when Isla was 4, I stopped. I was like, you know what, come what may. Because I had hopes in the time because never was she getting sick at sijui malaria, sijui pneumonia. Those infections that kids have, none. For her, it was, she's kidogo down physically, we go to hospital, iron deficiency, give her this supplement, nini nini. But then, when now things got serious, I was like, what is this? And to be quite honest, you've asked me about doctors. I really wish, this goes out to all the doctors, I really wish you guys could just have the decency, the respect, and honesty to just say that you don't know. Because while you're asking me to try, while you're asking me to experiment, you're costing my child's life. You're costing my child's emotions, her mental. You know, people assume kids are kids, but they also have their own level of emotional damages and things like that.
Yes.
kando na hapo, you're costing us money. You're costing us time. Our emotions as well. So be honest. Just tell someone, okay, I've tried A, B, C, D, I can't anymore.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what Dr. Mbatia did for us. I'm not trying to make her look bad, but that was the best thing she did for me.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, when we met her, she was like, okay, I don't want to give you a diagnosis per se. What we can do is do the upper bit, which was just trying to see her blood work and see what's going on and things like that. And with time, there was a time frame. I think she was playing with her time frame. Because she was like, okay, I'll be seeing you in 2 months' time. But then we were not meeting her 2 months' time. We would see her after a month. Then kidogo weeks. So she was like, yeah, like I think for her, she expected to see us after every 2 months. But then Isla's bone marrow was, yeah, you understand. So in that time, I remember her just calling me very calmly. She was like, Mama, I need to talk to you. Are you ready? That alone. You see how she brought me. Yani,
Yeah, she prepared you.
Kuja kuniambia, I need to tell you that your daughter has this. You know, she told me, Mama Ila, I need to talk to you. Are you ready for a talk? I was like, yes, I'm ready. Instantly, I felt there's some heavy news coming along, you know? And we were in a room, like a boardroom, but it was just her and I. And she's like, Mama Ila, I'm about to tell you something that could change your aspect of your motherhood. But I want to tell you that I'm going to be here every step of the way to hold your hand. Imagine, like, at some point I felt like I wasn't even speaking to a doctor now. I'm speaking to a therapist. Because I was like, like, okay, tell me more. In as much as it's heavy news, but tell me more.
Yeah.
She was so honest and she broke the news. She was like, your daughter could be having a rare disease. And the rare disease that she has, don't want to lie to you. I'm not going to be the one to help you. And I'm so sorry you feel like I've let you down. But I have.
She even took accountability.
Yes. And also for her to even say, I have contacts for
These and these doctors.
Egypt, wapi. So it's upon you guys.
To decide.
When you guys are ready, I'll be here. Can you imagine? Other doctors are very quick to dismiss.
I might even carry on with a misdiagnosis
Yes.
of diseases and
Yes.
treat kids.
You know? So
I'm
my
even
main reason for bringing this part of this conversation is just to tell doctors, mukweni tu watu wa ukweli. Like just be honest.
I know it's hard for you guys being on that other side of the desk, being the people to like convey the message to the
Yeah.
parents and whatnot. But again, I
Just
think
find a way. They definitely have ways
some
to do
empathy.
that. You see like how when you give birth, there's certain hospitals who just don't give a crap.
Yeah.
Unapiga kelele hapa.
Tulikuwa na wewe
I know.
You know.
Some words should not exist in a hospital setting. How they say it, what they say it. No. You know?
Yeah, and maybe just to touch on that subject of communication, because I remember while we were giving stories of how now we got to now how our kids transition. There's that bit of where now we were talking about how the message was conveyed to us,
Yeah.
and how insensitive we both got our like the message or the what. Yeah, that the kids are no more like I feel like some people are so inhuman.
Yeah.
Because by the time you're telling that mom or the parent or the loved one that they've lost their people and you're telling them like straight up like they're dead, what do you expect those people, like how do you expect them to relate? And I remember Steph, sorry to take you back, I remember when we were talking back then, you mentioned that I'm sorry, it's
No, it's okay.
evaporating
It's okay,
grief
yeah.
brain. There's that
We're
too.
gonna get to
like
that
we
part.
struggle
We're
with
gonna get
grief
to that
brain.
part.
Yeah, like I can think of something right,
Right
now, and then
now.
so there's that bit of like, do we? I think in setups where people are like in hospitals, like I think we should have just small rooms,
Yeah.
have someone who's trained to convey that message to, because imagine someone like Steph, she's been in hospital all through from January to April, yeah. She's fatigued, she's stressed, she's seeing everything. And then I know maybe you are in a world that you see other kids as well. Ama, you get that energy of sickness, like you get to see other
No.
people. Ama, you are in a
We
room
were secluded.
that
It
says
was
it.
just
So
four walls, eyeline eye.
there's fatigue, there's you seeing your daughter in that state,
Yeah.
and you can't help her.
Yeah.
You being isolated at some point and told you can't help or you can't assist her past that
Yes.
moment. So you were helpless sitting.
Literally.
And then now you being bashed, bombarded with that news like, Ayla is dead.
Yeah.
We did our best, but she's gone.
That one. That is the statement I was waiting for you to say. Like, what do you mean you did your best? Tumekuletea mtoto tuponeshe, you know?
I think we should have trainings or classes, or we should have those rooms in hospitals where now, like, we have counselors where they prepare you mentally, like how you were saying Dr. It's
Mbatia.
Mbatia, like she prepared you psychologically,
Yeah,
like this
yeah.
is what we're dealing with, and unfortunately I can't handle. Same extend the same grace to that mom, that if
And time, and allow them to have time with this person.
yeah, just put yourself in their shoes. You're being told that someone is there, and you're not being told in a loving way.
Yes.
You're it's like, and that is something that will stay with you forever. Because me,
You know?
the way I was told that as he died, like as he is dead, as he's gone, always comes up. It comes as grief. It comes as a trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might be seated and then I flash back to that moment where I got that call and she was like, Azzy is gone. Let's try and be compassionate. Let's try and ease in their grief by just communicating in a nice way. Just tell them. So unfortunately, like for instance, what I'm thinking, the teacher would have told me, "Hi, Mama Azzy, kindly would you avail yourself to school? Azzy ain't feeling well. I'd prefer you lying to me, other than you telling me straight up. I don't know, but people are made different.
I agree with
but
you because it's
still-
better to tell someone.
Yeah.
Because you don't know ako in what
Even medical
For me to call
conditions.
you and say your child is gone, like how do I know you're dealing with something sensitive kwenye uko?
Ama hata you have a chronic disease enye ukiambiwa hivi pressure ina shoot and then you die. Sorry. What if you have what I said was, what if for
Just to assume that you can handle the news is so wrong.
It's so wrong. Not everyone is okay mentally. Others are not okay physically, health-wise as well. Because I've even had stories of whereby a mom is told that their kids are gone and they die as well. They collapse, they develop.
We're gonna do that in our next episode. We're gonna touch on the heartbreak.
Yeah, the heartbreak that comes.
There's it's called I'll look it up.
Yeah.
But it's about like how you can get sick from traumatic news.
I think I experienced that now that you're bringing it. I remember some few, was it a week or some few days after Azzy had passed. So I remember this night, it was around 10 or 11 p.m. I developed some pain around my chest area.
Yeah.
I felt as though it was tight and I couldn't breathe. Like, I felt as though, you know how a heartbreak happens, but now you feel as though there's
it's more
pressure.
intense.
It's
like it's shrinking.
Yeah,
kind of
you
feeling.
can't breathe. There's no air. I called my partner. I was like, yo, I don't think I'm okay. I diagnosed myself. I was like, I think I have pneumonia. So we rushed to the hospital. That's around 11 p.m. at night. We go there, they do tests. Because now I go to the doctors, they ask me of the symptoms. I tell him, and he's like, okay, Sawa, you'll go get tested, do blood work. We see like what's the matter, because now they had to get it from my blood, because he was like, if it's pneumonia we can see, so let's test. So they test. I sit there. I'm still feeling bad. I feel as though I'm not okay. I could still feel the pain. So I'm called. After the result, I'm called. I'm told the results are out and you don't have anything. there's nothing wrong with you. As like the doctor was like, are you like, have you been okay? Like, are you okay? Because now there's nothing, it's nil. He even gave me the results and it was like nil. Hemoglobin, okay. Everything was okay with me. I told him, no, myself, I don't feel like I'm okay. He was like, I'll just give you some antibiotics. You go try. If you feel like you're not healing, you come back. But my husband was there, was like, no, something is wrong, because now she can't say like she feels bad. And the doctor was like, is something wrong? Is there something wrong other than now? And he was like, we recently lost our child and she's not been well. So the doctor was like, that could be it. That could be it. And then that's why I asked the doctor, you mean grief can make someone? And he was like, if you don't have any disease in you,
Yeah.
and you're from experiencing that, most probably that would
It's
be.
the
And I was like,
PTSD.
you mean grief can be physical?
Yeah.
If you don't take care of yourself, or if you don't have the right support system, or if you don't have that, because the way Steph is saying, if I didn't notice it, maybe I would have slept and something would have happened. Maybe I would have even died in my sleep, God forbid. But the feeling was not
Normal.
the feeling was not
Out
normal.
of the ordinary.
It was not normal. And another thing, maybe to emphasize, it happened again recently.
Yeah.
The same thing, the same hospital, the same. I felt the same pain. I still have the results to date. And that's when I knew, like, I can experience grief can come to someone physically. And if you're not careful, it can damage you physically, mentally, emotionally. By physically, I mean you can decide you eat and you
The comfort things to make you just feel
and you can
at
decide
ease.
like to starve yourself, and you
I know.
so there's that too. There's that where people judge you with your looks. There's that where people judge you like amekonda.
Alipoteza mtoto.
Yeah, ni mtoto wake. Ama you walking ama you living, trying to live, because basically for me to wake up out of bed every day is a struggle. Sometimes I don't feel like doing anything. Sometimes I'm numb. Sometimes I don't even shower for 3 days, 2 days.
Yeah, that's grief.
Sometimes
That's
I
still part of
don't
grief.
eat. Sometimes I overeat. Like it's
There are waves. Like there are days, you know.
yeah, left, right, up, down.
But now,
So I think we're getting to learn that grief is something that needs to be treated with what? Because it also
With
leads
grace,
it
with
leads
just
to
grace.
it can even affect your mental health.
it's not. It can.
It affects.
Does.
It affects.
Does,
Sorry
yeah.
about that. It affects your mental
In
health.
so many ways, and we will come to a point where we're gonna introduce either psychologist or psychiatrist to come and
doctors
give
as
us the depth details of how grief can actually tear someone apart in the inside and
physically
also,
as well, mentally.
So
Us
to wrap it up,
us we are not therapists, so we won't dive.
we don't want
into
to lie
that.
to you. We don't want to tell you this is how it's going to be.
And a
because-
disclaimer, we're just telling you our experiences.
Yeah.
Your grief is not the same as mine, and it is
Exactly,
okay.
and it's still fine.
It's still fine. Maybe you are at the acceptance stage.
Yeah.
And like we have a friend, the lady who lost her child back in August.
Yeah.
And she joined us in the 3rd edition of the meetup. You remember she mentioned that she's okay while we were there. She said she's okay, she has healed.
And she was really not straining, but she was really
Emphasizing on that
for me,
bit.
I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm fine. But Stephanie
we're
was
not trying to judge you.
Yes, sorry about that. But Stephanie was like, no, you're not okay. You feel you're okay.
You need to acknowledge your grief.
Yeah, plus maybe her grief started with acceptance.
Yeah.
Maybe she's going in reverse, because I think acceptance is the last. Healing or accept? Which one is the last?
Healing.
Yeah, so acceptance is the second last. So you can even start with healing, go to acceptance, go back to denial, guilt. It's all over. You can't say now. I remember this brings me back to I remember when I was fresh into grief, I met a lady online and she was like, grief has stages. So denial, like she listed them. And now me, I was like, I think now I'll fall. I think so. I used to
You
track,
gauge
yeah, I
yourself.
used to gauge my and track my progress. I'll be like,
Today I'm
okay,
feeling like
today is
this.
denial. And then I realized one day I'll wake up and I'd be like, okay, universe, you decided Azzy was to stay with me for 2 years and then you took him. I'm sure he's in a better place. It's okay. I'm fine.
So
Today I
now I've
might, yeah,
accepted.
I've accepted. And then tomorrow I'll wake up. I don't feel like talking to anyone. It's like I've been told that Azzy's gone right now. You know, there's those
So we
waves.
can say there's no stages.
There are
It
no
goes
stages.
crisscross, up, down, left, right,
Yeah.
and it goes in waves.
Yeah.
Like today we are like this,
Yes.
tomorrow we are a mess.
Yeah, and the
You know?
reason why we're here as well is to tell you that embrace it. Stephanie normally says when grief knocks, welcome him
Yeah.
or her inside. Have a seat for them, serve them tea or coffee.
Yeah.
Ask them the amount of sugar they
Sugar,
consume. Ask them if they want biscuits on the side, nuts on the side. And by that, what I'm simply saying is when grief comes, don't shy away from it
That's it.
because it will manifest. I'm sure you normally see Steph online posting, crying, dancing, doing, but that's her way of relieving her. That's her way of handling grief. Um, she found, she found a space where
Yeah.
she's free to be vulnerable. I know there are
And
people
I'm
who,
so glad that they accept me.
yeah, they
for
accept
whatever I do
her.
there.
Yeah, then others even encourage her, give her when she posts that she's down. People come there, they encourage her. You see even mothers coming out there like, I'm like you, I understand. And you're like, oh my God, all these moms,
I know.
and they're not shouting out there, standing and shouting like, I lost a child. It's when now you sit with them or now when you post and you get to interact
realize
with
that
them.
I'm
We
actually
are
a
many.
voice.
Yeah, we are many. And I think it has been in our hearts,
Yes.
Steph and I,
Yes.
to start something to encourage.
Because not all of them are like that.
Not all of them are like that. We were all built different. Maybe I'm a quiet person. I'll experience my grief, stay quiet, don't interact with people. But
But you would like to
yeah, you'd like
hear
to.
someone else's POV
Yeah.
so that you can feel, someone understands me, someone sees my pain. Because I've met such moms. On my TikTok, I've met such moms who tell me, I may not post anything about myself, but this is my experience. Mtu ameniandikia story hapo. And I'm like, oh yeah, like,
And maybe it's even fresh. So
hey. So now it makes me realize I needed, like, this is why I continued posting on my TikTok. That's the point where I realized I need to be a voice to
people,
other moms.
the voiceless.
Yeah. And basically,
Here we are.
here we are.
Here we are.
Same way you approached me.
Yeah.
We felt like you need to be my voice, I need to be your voice. Here we are.
So maybe as we wind up, I wanted
Yes.
to ask what is something that what is that one lesson that you've learned that grief has really taught you? That one lesson. I know there are many, but
Yeah.
what's that one that stands out?
Let me pick it out. Yeah, because there are
It's
many.
okay, maybe I'll go. As you think.
Yeah.
So mine would be kindness. I think grief has really taught me to be kind, because you never know what the other person is going through until you have a sit down with them or they open up and start talking. Because I remember, for instance, I had an encounter with some lady somewhere. She had 11-year-old daughter. So the way she used to like talk to me or treat me were a bit like they used to
Yeah.
trigger me. Like she was loud. She used to like shout. That's a different setup. I'm trying to
Yeah.
pass the message. So me, I didn't know, but I used to like just bring her back to zero when she bring her back to zero. And then this day, we became close. And then this day we were just talking, and I opened up. She was like, "You had a you." Like, I was close to the child, and she was like, "You had a child as well." I was like, "Yeah." yes, I did, but unfortunately, he passed.
Yeah.
So she was like, "It's okay, Mama. That's so sad. How old was he?" Now she started asking, and I told her, and then she was like, "I'm really sorry. I also experienced several losses before this child." And she was saying it looking at the child as a miracle. You know how a mom.
Yeah, I know that look.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my God, what if I would have been cruel to her and she's dealing? Imagine an 11-month-old, that is a mom who's still going through postpartum.
Yeah.
The losses she had, because she even went ahead and told me that at some point, people in the family, is it where she's married to or her family, started questioning her ability to conceive. Yeah, she said something like that. Like it was traumatic. She had to. People started questioning her ability to like conceive, like because she couldn't
Yeah.
hold. So the fact that she had this child, you could see how proud she is, and now she comforted me. She was like, "It's okay. God will just work out miracles for you someday. It may not be now." I felt the sting of God will.
Yeah.
But I understood her. She's also from a place of guilt. Maybe she didn't know what to tell me because there's that. People don't know what to say. And I think she was careful with how she wanted to
Wording.
confirm it. I'd say just be kind. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if that person is a mama sweeping, a guy picking garbage. You don't know what they're going through until you sit with them and they open up and they tell you, and you'll be like, I wish I was kind to this person. And I think Steph we've seen even online of how people when you post and then now someone comes up and they tell you, there's this mama who even said that she had 14 miscarriages and she has had 14 miscarriages and she's still trying. So that says a lot. Like
says
people
so
are going
much.
through it. Imagine me. I even texted. I either sent a voice note or texted you. I was like, oh my God, 14. Me, I'm here with my one, and I feel like the world is ending. And the keyword here, bold, still trying.
Yes.
So you can see the resilience in people, the things people are battling, how grief has really robbed moms of their times with their kids,
Yeah.
So kindness would be my biggest take home. Parting short from grief, I'd say, like, that is the biggest lesson I've learned in grief. Like, always be kind, and I'm very big on kindness. I know I might my personality is a bit strong, and I might, but I calm myself down and I'm like, you need to exercise kindness.
True.
Yes, so kindness is my highlight.
It's a good one. It's a very good one. I think for me,
You
would
can
be
even say 2 or 3 because I think we have a lot.
Well, just feel the feels. That's like my lesson and also my guidance to fellow grievers. Because I've realized the more we suppress, the more depressed we become. And I know suppression is not a choice to some people, because maybe they feel like, if I let myself feel too much, I won't be able to do A, B, C, D, because I need to do this and this to survive. Or maybe because I need to show up for certain people, that's why I have to suppress. But I'm not going to mention her name, but there's someone in my life, death also visited them. And it does feel like I see her, and she does look like she's suppressing.
Oh, she's.
Yeah, because you would look at her and I know it's affecting her,
But she's holding.
but then there's dangers to that, because the day it will catch up with you, at the wrong time.
Yes, and you'll have to go back to zero.
Yeah, you could be at the peak of your career, or you could be at the peak of your, maybe you started your family or something, and then boom, it catches up. So that I think that would be my favorite lesson and guidance, because that is what I do. Just how my TikTok looks like. You'll go to my page, you'll see this day Steffi was posting, she had gone to Julia. This day she was breaking down. This day she was dancing in her videos, and that goes to show that I handle it like that. Like, today I feel like doing this, let me do it. Today I feel like being like bed rotting, let me do that. Because we have emotions. We're not robots. We're not tuned to today do like this.
Yeah,
Today be
there's
like
no
that.
switch.
There's no switch. We are meant to wake up and feel. So I'm not saying I'm in a better or perfect place in my grief, but just that action of feeling my feels every day is what has kept me alive. Yeah, I think that's for today.
Yeah,
Maybe the next
we
our next
still
shoot.
have lots of lessons.
Our next shoot will also have our session for discussing like different points of our grief and the good points and the bad points of it.
Yeah, the positives and the negatives.
Yeah.
So we've
Sadly, we've come to the end of our little.
and yeah, but we'd like to leave you with a small phrase that Stephanie came up with, and I find it so encouraging,
Really?
and empowering for that reason. And it goes something like, "Her light is my light, and our light is your light." So till then, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave comments. We'll share our social handles so that you get to interact with us. If you're in need of joining our group, we'll leave a number. You can also go to DM Stephanie on TikTok. That's the platform that we have running at the moment. We're still working on the rest, but you can follow us, our Instagram, our TikTok. I hardly post on grief.
But follow her still.
Yeah, but still follow me. We'll interact. Yeah, so we are here. The group still has space. We still have space for all of you.
Yeah.
If you're a grieving mom, if you're fresh out of grief, if you still are dealing with your grief, you're welcome. You're not saying that it's for new people, since our grief, as we were talking, I just sat and I remember. I just thought to myself, it's so funny how, it's so weird, not even weird, it's unexplainable how the universe, because now how we were saying SSAA, our kids, and then now my son passed in February, Isla passed in November, the second month.
April.
It was in April. Yes, some few.
The time frame.
The time frame was not so far, and ours happened
same year.
Early last year. So I'm sure a lot of you will be like, but they're just fresh from grief. What would they advise? We're not advising you. You can't advise someone on how to handle their grief. We're just giving you tips. If you can relate, pick it, use it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't relate, go with your flow.
Yeah.
The way I grieve, the fact that we're friends and we're experiencing the same thing doesn't mean that we grieve the same.
True.
Steph might wake up today and she's like, Sandra, I don't feel like doing shit. I miss Isla fucking much. I saw something that triggered me,
Yeah.
So we are here for you. We are here to hold your hands, all the mommies. And for the rest of the viewers, don't feel left out. We'll come to you.
We
it's
have
grief, so
cooking.
Yeah, we have something cooking for the dads, for the parents, for the siblings.
Like grief gets anyone.
Yeah, it comes to anyone. But so we decided to start with child loss since it's something that we have experienced recently.
Yeah.
And we want to grow with moms who are grieving. So don't feel left out. If grief has touched you in any way, we are here to walk this journey with you. So we love you guys. Till next time.
Cheers to us.
Cheers to us with our new baby. Till next time. Bye.
When we get there, even when we get there.